What is up, everybody? It's your girl Nico the Odd, and we are back again with the letter. Sorry about the little stutter at the beginning there. I was actually trying to figure out exactly where I was, and if I actually want to try to save, or do I want to just take a chance on where I am? Because I just hit load. So. Yeah. All right. You know what, fuck it, let's do this, because I did screw up earlier, and the game gave me a continue spot here, so, yeah, let's see what happens. I want to go home. Anywhere I won't be reminded of the house, of her, of my own cowardice. Okay, so that was exactly where I was, alright. This is only like a few seconds before, so it did save me where I thought it saved me. Not stupid. Unfortunately, I did kind of screw up that one little thing right there, but it's fine. We can fix it. We can fix it. The food tastes less appetizing tonight. Pity. One would think that someone who had been on a continuous binge of instant noodles would find a home-cooked meal enjoyable, but it isn't. Hunger isn't what's gnawing at me tonight. Neither are my sore muscles. The TV... Oh my god, stupid sinuses. Hold on a second. I hate doing this. Right here. There we go. The TV runs loudly in the background, but what it says barely registers in my brain. It's hard when the things you're trying to forget keep running to the forefront of your mind. It distracts you. It eats at you. It devours you. I wish this would stop. I wish I wasn't the one who picked it up. I wish it was somebody else.
In other local news, a woman was found dead in her home yesterday evening. Luxbourne police officials are currently investigating the crime scene, but has classified the case as homicide.
Huh?
The victim, identified as Rose Pamela
Holy
Cooper,
shit!
33 years old, working as a real estate agent.
What? What? How is Rose dead? What happened to Rose? Rose?
Discovered lying in a pool of blood in her
Oh
two-bedroom
my
flat
God.
with the words "Help me" repeatedly written on the walls.
No. No. This isn't what I want. This isn't supposed to be happening. None of this is supposed to happen. No one is supposed to die. Those are just stories, right? Legends. That's what everyone keeps telling me, so why? And I immediately rushed to my studying table and grabbed my phone. My hand, cold from dread, clings tightly to as soon as it touched its edges. Piece of folded paper, the letter, lying unused beside it, slips to the floor when I pick up the device, but I pay it no mind. There's a more important thing. Right now, I need to call her. I need to call her. I was with her. I was just with her not too long ago when she was okay. No. 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 It isn't Rose, I'm sure of it. Just talk to her and... A sob escapes me. Hot tears begin to blur my vision. One after another, they trickle down, weighing the very same guilt I refuse to admit I've been carrying from the start. Same one I've been hiding from. Same one that has put people I care about in danger. My hand shakes as I navigate to Rose's number on my contact list. She'll answer, right? That's what she always does. She'll pick up, tell me tell me to turn down the waterworks and call me a wuss afterwards.
She'll answer. Please answer, Rose.
Again and again I dial, whispering, praying, pleading.
Come on, Rose. Don't do this to me. Please pick up.
I literally just started, like, 5 minutes ago, and I just discovered Rose is dead. So that's all you miss, Carmen. Welcome to the stream. You just lurking, waiting for me to get on?
I know you're there, Rose. You're not dead. Please tell me you're not.
This adds to the series of deaths and disappearances that has plagued Luxbourne in the recent years. The authorities are currently looking at a possible link with the notorious Anselm Butcher case.
TV runs loudly in the background. Deafening static surrounds my phone from my phone speakers. But in my ears, I can only hear the screams, her plea, her whispers. Help me. We are not safe. She just died. Like, I literally just turned on the game. I just got to where I was last night when I stopped, and apparently that's what was on the news when I got home, was Rose was dead. So, yeah. A buzzing sensation jolts me awake. My body still wants sleep, to forget what I heard, what I saw last night. But it's here, nudging, prodding me. Slowly, I become aware of how awkward my position is. Aches accompanying the sleep, curled up position the night before. If I even slept at all. Well, you obviously slept. Memories are impossible to forget now that Rose is gone. They say it was earlier when you say it out. Say it's easier when you say it out loud. Instead, the words weigh heavier on me each time. Well, we're gonna see if I die or not, because I get the feeling my turn's coming up. She's gone. Gone because of me. Gone because of one letter I was too curious to look at. Should have been more careful. Should have just kept my mouth shut. Should have destroyed it before anyone else had gotten involved. Should have. The notification light on my laptop blinks incessantly, mocking when I look at it, as if it's calling me back to the sense of normal. All BRC employees, in light of recent events, there will be an all-staff emergency meeting from 1 p.m. to 2 p.m. And this is company changes, new hierarchy, and policies will all be discussed. Everyone is expected to bring a copy of their own attendance logs, sales reports, last 6 months to be submitted to your respective managers for review. We are expecting everyone's cooperation. I check it, nevertheless, out of habit. Okay? This was one of those typical days I'd happily comply and get myself to our office. Today my limbs just feel heavy. On one hand, going will keep me busy, take my mind elsewhere. On the other, the place itself is a stark reminder of what my own fears have cost me. I should just... Now we're sucking this up, baby. We're going to work. You just happened to see I started streaming while... Alright. I'm not accusing you, but I think you do protest a little too much. Mumpy won't get me anywhere. It's okay, I've been actually aching to play this too, but I had work early. It's just like one of those things, isn't it? Deal with it with a smile, and no matter how hard things get, and hope for the best. Although my body feels like lead and my limbs are sore, I push myself away from the chair and head to the shower. The letter dropped on the floor last night flutters open as I pass by, holding for no one else but me. Every word written on it glares at me. Sneer. Ridicule. Like living beings fully aware of what they've done. The huff, I pick it up and shove it in my bag, perhaps more with anger and frustration than I'm used to showing. This too, I will deal with. Somehow, find a way to make things right. I have to. Or it takes more people. Even if I must do it on my own. People rustling, telephones ringing, feet shuffling. Overall, today looks like a typical work day at the Briar Realty Corporation. Except it isn't. Well, we'll see if our solution is to die or not. I'm hoping it's not. I'm going to try to save all of them. If I can. The air is thick with tension and unspoken questions. No doubt everyone present has already heard about Rose. If they missed last night's report, they'll likely see this morning's news in the papers, on various news sites, on the internet. Everywhere is a bitter reminder. In fact, everyone's giving me a wide berth, as though the mere mention of Rose could be enough to trigger something in me. It's appreciated, but it only serves to create a bigger hole in the place Rose has left. After lunch, my boss calls me for a meeting. I don't have to look up from my work to know what it's about. He's in a strange, pensive mood today, probably out of respect for the dead colleague. Oddly, I appreciate it more if he just shouted at me. Anything is better.
I'm sure you've all heard of what happened to Miss Cooper. She was a valued member of our team and she will be missed. There's no date for a funeral yet, but those who wish to attend, kindly speak with your respective supervisors. By the way, has anyone heard about our still AWOL staff?
I'm just gonna go out on a limb and say they're all dead too, man.
None? HR, you know what to do. Santos, a word in my office.
At the end of it, I've been given the entirety of Rose's workload, including finalizing rights papers, and have been promised an ample compensation for my efforts. I think he's expecting me to be happy about it. Instead, I immerse myself in my work. I have to, if I want to forget. Employee of the month, that's an interesting achievement. Time flies when you do, and by the time I give notice, it's already late. Someone's already gone, leaving me in the company of my radio and a member of our janitorial staff. I don't even know his name. Rose likely does. She remembers people.
The Luxbourne Police Department continues its search for the following reported missing people.
Radio blares one name after another. Hold on a second. Missing. Aren't they? I still have to check. Frantic, I turn back to my desktop. Without tapping in my fingers against the keys filled office for the better part of my shift, as I look through everything. Background of the place, the history, its current owners, a list of employees hired under BRC. I'm right. Of course I am. BRC may have a lot of staff, but they may have a lot of agents hired. But I remember those names anywhere. After all, they're also part of the crew who worked for us preparing the mansion for the open house. Then the letters? No, that can't be. I hope it's not what I'm thinking.
But Rose is...
Somehow it all snaps into place in a fraction of a moment. These people, Rose...
I need to...
I'm gonna save. Got a feeling something's about to happen.
No. If it's like this, they still won't believe me. I have to make sure of it first.
Evidence doesn't lie. That's what Ash often says, right? If I have proof, then maybe. But I don't want to get my hopes up just yet. But maybe there's still a way I can save them. Letter, my phone, papers. Anything will be useful. I grab all of them and stuff them in my bag. I can't stay here. It's something I need to do. There's something those people should. The noise cuts sharply through the room, stopping my hands short of cramming pins to my bag.
Hello? Anyone there?
Someone must have left the printer on again. I may be in a hurry, but if I don't turn it off, another person is certainly going to have a fit tomorrow over company reason. Man, fuck the company! Most of the time, it's Rose who does the nagging, but the click of the pen in my hand, welcome distraction as I search for the said object. Each stride my feet take also echoes through the... I've lost sight of the janitor minutes ago, and with me being the only one left, the tapping of my feet against the wooden floor somehow is something I soon learned to appreciate. It doesn't take me long to find it. By the time I turn it off, 5 pages are already streamed. The paper tray having also been left. Sighing, I pick up each. Oh shit, is this what? What's on the paper? What's on the paper? Because if this is what I think it is, that's a badass effect. Sighing, I pick up pick it up and put someplace proper. But the page greets me next, makes my blood run cold. Yep. Well, you got your 5 copies. I guess you better get to sending them bitches out. Chill that makes its way up my spine as numbing as the day in the attic. Sheets crinkle under my tense grip. All I can hear is my breathing as it rasps through my gritted teeth. But before I can even gather myself, take the first steps out of here, total darkness suddenly envelops me. Oh shit. Oh shit. to get ready. And if hearing every horrid thought running inside my head right now, something snaps. Soft creak grating through the thin veil of the stillness that has descended on the room. Every muscle, every bone in my body goes rigid at the sound. Familiar. So familiar. Yet my own traitorous curiosity still presses me to take a careful peek over the cubicle's wall. How would you look? It's her. Standing in the only exit of the office, facing away from me. She doesn't even need to turn around for me to know it's the same misshapen face, tattered clothes, and unsightly cake. Same person in the attic. I take a step back, the pen I hold and slip from my hand, and... Oh, shit! Okay, that's creepy. Her entire head turns. The scream almost escapes my mouth as I duck under my table as quickly as I can. My heart is pounding hard against my chest. I can hear the bone-chilling sound of her walk, the weird clicking that follows her, and telltale squelch of something wet as she walks towards me. Here, and sound slowly getting louder. Anything keeping the whimper from escaping me. My hand as it covers my mouth. Someone, please save me. Anyone.
Why?
You streaming?
I forgot I was logged into Discord. Whoops. Alright, I close my eyes and muttering a continuous stream of prayers, all while attempting to steady my own breathing. Please, please, don't let her hear me. Oh shit! Oh shit! Oh shit! She's dead. She is so dead. I didn't do it. No! No! I can do this! I know I can do this.
Who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come.
We're gonna
thy
see
will
what's
be
gonna
done
happen, but I'm gonna go back.
on earth
That's why I
as it is
say.
in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. Amen.
When the last lines of the prayer have left me, all that remains is a hush. None of her footsteps, nor the chilling sound she makes. Silence. Is it safe? Another second passes, and when nothing comes... What? Oh, shit. Oh, good. It gives me another shot at this. All right, we can do this. We can flip and do this. Shit. Oh, shit. Oh, man, that's really hard to do. That is really flipping hard to do.
Our Father, give us and lead us.
We're gonna get this. We're gonna get this. I'm gonna have to focus to do it. That's a really hard quick time event. What? Man, that is really flipping hard to do. Jesus.
Our Father, give us and lead.
That is flipping hard. Huh? Okay, that's bullshit, game. That is bullshit. That is bullshit. I clicked that shit in the red square. Apparently she's not meant to live. What the fuck? Yeah. I can do this. This is gonna take a few minutes, probably. What the balls, man? God, that... Once you get past the second one, it's really hard. Ugh.
Our Father, give us this and lead us.
Why can I not get the first one? That's what's really pissing me off, because I can do the first one. I can. Oh my god. I wonder what happens if I turn the QuickTime events off, because this is kind of impossible. Oh yeah, she's really ridiculous looking. Come on. Fuck. God damn, this is hard. How the hell are you supposed to get the last
Give
one?
us this day our
Jesus.
daily and lead.
All right, look, that quick time event is a bit ridiculous. Fuck! Ah, this is so hard. This is so hard. That last one is hard. Oh my god.
And forgive us our trespasses.
Yeah, I know.
as
It's
we
so
forgive
fucking
those who
hard.
trespass, and lead us
If
not
it would do it slower, it'd be easier. But Jesus, whoever made this quick time event needs to rot. Because that's ridiculous. It shouldn't speed up like that if you fail. I get why it's doing it because it's detention, but yeah. Fuck! Ah!
Our Father, give us and
Fuck me. There was no chance right there. Jeez,
Give us and lead
Louise. I do not have this. My old reflexes are just shit. Fuck me!
our Father, give us and lead.
Once you miss the second one, it's pretty much game. If you miss the first one or second one, you're definitely done. I got lucky the time I got it on the fourth one. Jeez. Oh my god, I got 3! Holy shit! Did I hit near Zen? What just happened there? I think I hit near Zen. The seconds, minutes stretch out before me antagonizingly. She gone? Slowly, I open my eyes to take a peek. I don't dare move or make a sound. Face of such terror, I can only beg, let out a silent plea to whoever is out there. Please, please don't let her notice. I want to live. I want to live too. That's still kind of like, I know it's John, but that's a disgusting thing to see. Oh, you just gonna leave me hanging like that? You just gonna leave me hanging like that, game? You ain't gonna tell me she made it? Just trapped in a fucking office, just chilling? Ugh. It's gotta be like this, game. Now we're on the second character. Actually, let's look at her. Nope, can't. We want to check out her journal page profile. We're on Hannah now. So Hannah Wright Nate Evans. 30th, 31 years old. Heights 5'7". Paris. Financial manager. That explains some things. Yeah, that's the lady that bought the house. British, Anglican, likes parties, dance, beach, children, iconic women, charity, and math. Of Luxembourg upper class, Hannah is the living life of luxury. Absent parents made her crave attention, something she gained from her private tutor, nannies and stim. It was never enough, however. She studied hard in order to make her parents proud, going into business so that she could work alongside them. The challenge in her otherwise privileged life was built for her. At the very least. He had many suitors, dating different men and women, but it was through work she met Luke. Love at first sight for her. Upon her parents' death, Luke proposed to her. That move led to a merging of the Wright Enterprises and Evans Corporation and her subsequent retirement. Their 7-year marriage is strained, but Hannah tries her best to make it work. This is gonna be fun. Alright, let's get some more. Sorry, that quick time event was stressful. I think I need to turn my mic back up a little bit too, because this game is actually kind of loud. Fix things. Should be good. There, turn my mic up a little bit. There we go. It would help if my mic had unmuted itself. It was far too easy to get their attention and enraptured. They hang on to my every word and follow my every move. All of it would have been stifling if I had not grown used to such stares. Most are respectful, some are hostile, for all, if we're honest, and a few are downright inappropriate. After all, I am...
Kinda right!
Thank you for saying my name like that. There's a moment of agitation as a familiar, but less than welcome face approaches me with a suggestive smirk on his face. Of course, I have to keep a benevolent smile and greet him as I greet any good friend. After all, this man can turn heads, being famous in his own right.
Officer Lee! What a pleasant surprise. I didn't think you'd have the time to attend tonight's party.
He is more Luke's friend than mine, really, and I'm quite sure the only reason I only invited his wife. Much like I am only friends with the chief inspector because of Luke is only friends with Rochelle because of me. Unlike how I treat Luke, however, Luke has never hid his animosity for me. It was an odd sort of friendship where we would have it was an odd sort of friendship where we would have awkward double dates. I don't even recall his first name. It started with an N. Might be wrong. Damn, that's cold. Aside from being chief inspector of Luxborn's, his wife Rochelle Lee Vance. Why are we using the honorific? Do we have to use the honorifics game? Do we? They're really annoying. I don't really care what their maiden names are. Okay, just don't. Yeah, his voice does not fit that face. His voice does not fit that face. Owns a General Electronics company. Fridges and freezers mostly.
Oh, I always have time for my favorite socialite couple. Might I say, you look positively ravishing tonight.
Okay, his voice makes more sense with his face like that instead of that dumbass smile he's wearing there.
I see the husband isn't with ya.
That's not creepy. The way he eyes me up is enough to make my skin... Yeah, it's making my skin crawl and he's not even actually looking at me. I just wish Luke was here to fend off the more unseemly of our peers. You know the ones. Men who are just a bit too friendly, staring too long at my assets, and getting too close just because my husband's here. To think they have the gall to do this at my own party. In my own house, if I might add. But like any high society woman worth her salt, I know just how to handle it with grace and dignity.
I suppose you're looking pleasant as well. Luke's busy with work, unfortunately. Rochelle isn't here?
A shame. I do hope he isn't causing you much trouble. That husband of yours can be a bit daft sometimes, acting like he's still some young bachelor.
Totally screwing the decorator, guaranteed. I'm calling it now, he's been screwing around with the decorator. It's my guess.
The wife sends her regards and her apologies, but something came up with a doctor and she needed to attend to it. You know her being pregnant and all.
We make small talk. Rather, I'm forced to do so, as he would not leave my side after finding his... Much to my chagrin, I've been extricated from the few who flocked in hopes of flattering, where I can tolerate them far better than I can. He's a nice enough person, and I adore his wife, who is obviously the brains behind the two. But there is something unsettling about him. I don't know, maybe it's the creeper way he just came up to you and eyed you up. I mean, that's more than enough reason to be like, nah, bitch, move. I do not trust him as much as I want to. Again, the man just eyed you up like you were a piece of meat. He regaled to me tales of Luxborn's police department, a different affair to the usual gossip I'm privy to, and though I loathe to admit it, is interesting nonetheless. I expect the topic of business to die out quickly, which would be understandable enough due to the confidential nature of his work. But oh boy, was I wrong.
So, we're in civvies. I steal and drive off with one of the police mobiles, right? In the mirror, I see the new tent chasing on foot and screaming about theft. The look on his face was priceless when I parked it in the garage.
Oh my. You made him chase you all the way home for a prank. What did Rochelle have to say about that?
Rochelle had a strange love and hate affair with Lee. He was a married man who did not grow up past his early 20s, judging by the way he acts. Surprisingly enough, they've been married for a good 20 years. A lifetime, if you compare it to my marriage of 7 years with Luke. I, on the other hand, well, Luke is no Lee. I would be happy about that. I should be happy about that, I suppose. Although, my darling does have his moment.
Yeah, the wife pulled my ear and gave me a good talking to, though. Besides, we live in a flat a block away, so it wasn't much of a grand chase.
Weren't you living in a house near the countryside?
Moved for work, you know. Or you probably don't.
No, I don't. But a flat in downtown. I suppose if that's what you like.
Oh, it's horrid. Hate that tiny place, no matter how convenient it can be for work. 55 square yards are not enough when you need to get away from the wife.
Why are you saying that to your wife? Man, this dude's scummy as I'll get out.
I wouldn't mind a place away from the city. Even started looking at the ads. I spied an interesting lot, actually. Heard it was finally put up for sale. Or that something mansion, you know the one with all the ghost stories.
I know what he's talking about. There's really only a few urban legends around here. It's...
The Ermagerd mansion?
Ermagerd!
That's the one. Worthy of a king it is. I'd buy it myself, but Rochelle would only gripe if I brought it up to her. Not to mention all the expenses a place like that will be a real fixer-upper. You also have to find someone willing to work there with how superstitious people can be.
If it becomes a problem, just hire someone to do an exorcism.
Actually, I do know of someone who could be up to the task. You remember the Ludgates party at their Christchurch summer residence?
Of course. It was an excellent soiree. Everything was so classy, too. Such good taste.
Oh, that place was a pigsty until they hired out this interior designer and they turned it into a bloody palace. She worked for the Exodus for their apartment in Soho too, and they recommended her when we were looking up pieces for our beach house in Porto Colom. I think I have a business card, right? No, I must have left it in my other jacket. Anyway, she's called, what's her name? McCullough, Marianne, I believe, yes. But truly, if anyone were to get that place in McCullough, well, they'd be the envy and the talk of the town.
How is it that none of you can say her name right? I mean, that's close, but how is it that none of them can say her name right?
Well, if you put it that way, I might just snatch it up for myself. This place was starting to feel a bit small lately anyway.
The fuck you say? I think my entire house can fit in your fucking living room. Really? Sure, a 3-story penthouse might not fit the definition of small to some people. Okay, maybe a lot of people. But is it big enough to have grand parties in? As it is, I only invited about 30 people in this one, and it already feels cramped. Certainly would be nice if I didn't have to ride an elevator up and down several floors before I can get everywhere. All Luke's words, not mine. Besides, I've been looking for a good anniversary gift. Luke might like this one. Where is he anyway? Yes, where is Luke? Luke is dressed to the nines, as he usually is, and he looks ready for whatever the day will throw at him. His butler and valet waits at his side, just in case he isn't as ready as he looks. Oh, sure, that is normal. What is confusing me is the fact that he's on his way out of the penthouse and don't have anywhere to go until much later.
Where are you going?
I am to attend the Triad Autumn Tasting. I do believe I informed you of this 2 weeks ago.
Yes. And might I remind you that I had stricken that off your schedule? Because 1, the doctor told you to stop consuming so much alcohol. And 2, I informed you a few days ago about the open house we are going to attend in its place. I've even found this marvelous interior designer, Mary Ann McCullough.
It's a 3.5-hour drive to Cardiff. I don't have time for this. This is like that little party you threw all over again. You don't inform me of it, and you expect me to stay and be a gracious host when I have business elsewhere. You know how I operate, Hana. Unless this was penciled in, I am sticking to my schedule.
If I may intrude, the madam is correct. Your physician did insist you moderate your drinking, unless you wish to incur acute pancreatitis. And you did have this open house penciled in last Wednesday morning.
Bullocks, I don't remember doing so.
He totally did it for him.
Well, you did. While very hungover, in fact.
Oh shit! He's a fucking alcoholic. That's great. This is gonna be fun. He did. Moaned about me being too loud, but gave in after some pushing. Perhaps it was a bit too cruel to manipulative of me, but...
Whose side are you on?
Come on, Luke. You promised we'd do whatever I want this weekend.
Gordon Bennett, fine. I am giving this house tour of yours a chance. But if it proves to be a waste of time, I am going to Cardiff, and you are going to take a cab home.
They have a lovely relationship here, don't they? Jesus.
Are we clear?
It's just a bit of a husband and wife tit-tat, isn't it? All couples have their arguments. Yeah, not like this, though. Once the honeymoon phase is over, as they call it, reality sets in and you and your partner might not always see eye to eye. Perhaps it's been the years. 7 of them is nothing to scoff at.
I just cannot bloody believe I agreed to this. I was really looking forward to the Triad tasting.
Though sometimes I think it's something a bit more than just simple disagreement. I stopped myself from wondering if where we went wrong.
There's always the Triad Christmas tasting in Manchester next month, and that'll only be an hour-and-a-half drive.
Have I been neglectful? Have I been offended? Have I actually, have I acted shamefully?
Yes, but Cardiff.
Certainly, any problem can be discussed. As long as he doesn't turn me away.
Well, there goes my good mood. Are you happy now, Hana?
I really don't like this guy. Why must he trick me this?
Yes, I am very happy, Luke. Because for once in a very long time, we are doing what I want. I'm ecstatic. Understood?
Ted's kind of shaped like a dick if you look at it right.
And this would be perfect if you stop acting like a child who needs their nappy changed. We will be leaving after lunch for the Ermengarde mansion. You are going to park your rear in the car and keep mum. And you are going to behave during the tour.
Check that. Huh, that actually got me some increase. Increase. Needless to say, Luke looks a bit shocked at my little outbursts. He opens and closed his mouth a few times, struggling to reply before he crossed his arms and looked like, well, a moping child.
Any more rules for this little excursion of yours, Your Highness?
No wine.
No wine? Unacceptable! I am already not allowed to the tasting, and you would deprive me of that simple pleasure?
He is a petulant child.
If I see you take one sip today, I will put the stocks under lock and key. Do you understand me?
Oh, damn. She threatened the whole supply.
Don't forget the bottles he keeps in his dresser.
Oh, shit. Butler just ratted him out.
Whose side are you on?
How many times in one day can you ask that?
As many times as I need you, traitor.
I like his butler. The ride to the mansion is quiet. Luke having stared out the window the entire way and not paying attention to anything. Meanwhile, I'm conflicted. Gotta see if that was my headphones or the outside world. Game has some excellent sound design. Too excellent. Meanwhile, I'm conflicted. I don't know if I should apologize to changing his plans like that. But by the time we arrive at the mansion, I see his eyes light up with genuine interest. Apologizing is the last thing I'm... The whole affair with the Armengard mansion is certainly an interesting experience. The place has been renovated and restored by the owners to what they claim to be an acceptable standard. The mansion itself looks like something befitting a fairy tale or a period piece. It is tastefully decorated, and with a little love and attention, I'm sure it can be a place that Luke and I can call home. And the number of people, other prospective buyers that have come from the powerful and wealthy of Luxembourg certainly did not disappoint, marking this estate as prime property. The Lees are amongst the group who's went with the rose woman I saw and I saw a few other notable faces. Though I really don't feel anything. I feel like mingling. Unfortunately for every one of them, the rights are interested in buying. Wheel and Woe. Got an achievement at that. Also, that's what I looked like when I was going through my spells. What's been bugging my mind, however, is that what's her problem? I still don't quite understand what is happening. One moment she's scrambling to give us the paperwork to finalize the sale. Then she's panicking over some prank letter or another.
Dear me, is Isabella alright?
Her name is Isabella. I just thought about it. She still can't get her name right. It's apparently the way she's shaking by the pallor and the pallor of her skin, something that's really shaking her up.
Isabella, do you need me to call that ambulance?
I am worried, but it would be best if she is attended to by someone more familiar to her, like her partner. Yeah, I know, Rose is alive right now, but not for long. But even then, the girl refuses Rose's offered drink and looks like about ready to make a run for it.
No, I'm just feeling a bit out of it. Excuse me, I'll be back. I just need to catch my breath.
And she does so, just as I predicted. Her partner follows her like a concerned mother. There's an awkward air amongst us as we left in the of whatever that was. The others murmur and gossip with each other, speaking of the poor death girl telling the tale to whoever was not in the audience to the act in the first place. It doesn't take too long before the woman Rose returns and pulls us aside to study for what I rightfully assume is damage control. Rose invites Marianne too. Wait, you said her name right! To apologize to her as well. Did they just happen to make a typo? Because I don't think she was supposed to ever say that woman's name right. But the woman refuses, saying she's not one of the clients anyway. That leaves myself, Rose, and Luke. The last is all too eager to make himself comfortable in the study he's no doubt already claimed as
I can't apologize enough about what just happened. Please forgive Isabella. She's been under a lot of pressure lately. She's young and all those rumors about this being haunted just got to her head. And it must be this terrible heat too. Not a drop of rain for days now.
Are you sure it is wise to just let her go like that? Where is the poor dear? She might get hurt.
She's already been hurt. She kind of fell down the stairs, but you don't know that.
She's more likely to hurt somebody else, given what just happened.
What makes you say that? She didn't do anything to hurt anybody.
I told her to sit down and take a break. Already rang someone to pick her up, too.
That might be for the best, dear. But please, we're here to talk about the mansion, yes? Why, I absolutely adore it. Don't you, Luke?
Wine cellar.
Some of the rooms will certainly have to be repurposed. We want to change the appliances and have Marianne lead on the decor, but the whole thing is just lovely.
I guess. It's certainly a lot roomier than our penthouse.
Exactly. Lots of space for guests, parties, a lot of room for little ones to run around too.
And that's where he goes, no.
Let's not discuss that right now, Buttercup.
All that.
Anyway, I do think it would be a shame to let this mansion slip past us.
But you haven't even finished touring the house.
Well, we like what we've seen.
I am making her job easier for her, am I not? No need for loans or a long price negotiation. We can just sign a contract and close the deal. Really, you'd think the woman would be more than happy about any deal. I know how these estate agents work, how long they had to wait, and how much they had to spend even just for a single sale. Why, she should be jumping for joy right now. I'm sure the commission on this mansion is nothing to sneeze at, even if she has to split it with that Isabel girl.
Oh, do you think we could have horses here?
Yes, those do sound nice, love.
Really
Anyway,
nice.
if anyone else is interested in buying this property, I assure you that I'm able and willing to give a better offer.
Alright, I've been broke most of my life. I just cannot fathom the idea of just giving somebody exorbitant amounts of money that they don't have to have. Not gonna argue.
A vineyard would be nice. Or maybe
And we do reward our people quite generously, Rose.
Is that bribery?
So if I were you, I would start on that paperwork.
Helicopter pad.
I pause. There's a small amount of complete silence when Rose and I just stare incredulously. It's an unspoken understanding, a rule between the two of us that we do not put, that we have to put on an act. Our social standing, where image matters, it is also important to avoid making any. And to follow this rule is an easy feat for me. Youth, I've been well trained as social butterfly, gracious and graceful. Luke, on the other hand.
Oh, wait, what, Luke? No, what? Whatever would we need a helipad for?
Well, he likes to play the fool sometimes. If he isn't anything but. I'm not so sure. The dude really wants a helicopter pad. I can't really fault him that. I wouldn't want a helicopter pad. I can't do heights, so yeah. He wants a helicopter pad. Sue him. He throws me a wry smile. I shake my head and beckon Rose over. This will be our home. There's nothing she nor anyone else can do to change my mind. This is a place that speaks to power and importance, at the same time of safety and comfort. I don't know about the safety part. Perhaps we can have our family here. There's definitely no better gift than this for our special date. Why, everything here is absolutely wonderful. I did not mean to do that. Except, wait, what the fuck? How did that get in the fucking study? How did they not notice that painting? Who made that painting? I mean, I like the painting because I'm sick, but what? It looks like a bad fake of an Edward Munch's painting.
Here's the deal. I'm willing to pay 10%
Holy
higher than your listing
shit.
price. If anyone tries to outbid us, just add another 5%. I doubt anyone can, of course. Or, you know what? Just add 15% to the listing price, and we can sign all the paperwork now.
This is not how you haggle.
I guess, if that's what you want. That won't be any trouble.
I mean, you don't want to seem too eager, but at least seem eager. Yeah.
I don't have all the papers now. Didn't think this would be a quick sell. I'll have copies sent to you so you can look over them. And if you'd still like to finish the rest of the tour with Isabella's group, you're more than welcome to.
No, I think we're good here. We'd appreciate a private tour of the place a lot more, I think.
All right. Should I let Marianne in then?
Marianne? Oh, right. She's been waiting outside the studies this whole time, hasn't she? I need to have a little chat with her to move this mission to move this little mansion project forward.
Please do.
There's a look of apprehension on when the other woman enters the study. Yet, like a professional, it seems the moment when she steals herself in her mask of worry. Admirable.
We have this project then?
Oh my god, you're gonna say her name right one day.
Of course. Will you be needing anything from us?
Having the floor plans would be a great start, just so that I can look at them beforehand. And if you could tell me when you're available for a meeting so that I can include it in my calendar?
Oh, is a meeting really all that necessary, Marianne? I guess we can send Johans to help you out. You two can start by getting rid of this ugly painting.
A hush falls upon the room at my request.
What painting?
They don't see it. I had a feeling that'd be the case. And lo and behold, the painting is gone. How are you not freaked out by this? How the fuck are you not freaked out by this? In this place, a mirror stands, which leaves me to look at my own confused expression.
Odd. Well, no matter.
That is not just odd. You don't just have a moment like that and walk away from it.
Back to the topic at hand. Marianne, dear.
I don't know if I like
you're
Hannah or
simply
hate
far
her.
too busy to meet up.
I don't know if I like Hannah or hate her at this point. Like, how do you mistake that for a fucking painting and go, hey, get rid of that ugly painting, and then it's a mirror and you're just like, wait, what? Oh my god. Oh, I can't deal with her. I can't deal with her. Free up my schedule, question the need for a meeting. No, we don't do that. Marianne is a very busy woman.
But I guess we can free up a day to meet with you. I don't really need another maudlin Monday reading about Maury anyway. The book club can function without me for one day.
Just another maudlin Monday.
What time shall we be seeing each other? How does lunch sound?
Besides, my house has a higher priority over a book club. Why, we can hold the next meeting in this place. Surely the beauty and grandeur of it all would inspire spirited and lively debates about whether modern day writers could match up to the classics. You know, I give her credit for the amount of whatever is happening here. Well, she doesn't know her house literally wants to kill her yet, but yeah, that whole mirror thing would at least make me question buying the house. Of course, I wouldn't be willing to spend 15% more on a house that I just saw just because I want it. When there's equally as good a chance that nobody else there is dumb enough to buy the place and I can get it at the base price. Might as well clear up the rest of my week to handle whatever affairs buying this mansion requires of me. Any social activities can be put off until the Armor Guard or the Right Mansion great debut. I feel I'll have my fill of great parties and gatherings, especially when I can organize them myself. Okay, and that's another thing. I wouldn't be throwing these parties and shit either. I do not believe in frivolous spending. If I'm gonna spend money on something like that, I can spend that money on something important like a donation to a hospital or something.
That sounds good. Although, with a project of this scope, we might need most of the day to tackle your concerns. A more thorough inspection of the place is also preferable.
Breakfast then! It's a date.
It's really not.
Alright, Monday, 10 o'clock sharp. We'll see you then.
Actually, Marianne suggested we meet at 9, but who's even awake at that ungodly hour? Normal people are awake at 9, including me, who doesn't do mornings. I was lucky enough to wake up this morning before Luke went all the way to Cardiff. Was he going to see the giant? Oh, that was a nerd joke. I don't apologize for it. I really don't apologize for it at all. We say our goodbyes, shake hands, and make it clear without any outright saying it that we now own this house. By the time we left the mansion grounds, sunset was almost upon us.
So, you really want to buy this place then? That's a bit of a big impulse buy, even coming from you. Not that I'm complaining.
I feel elation when I hear those words. It's not every day one is able to please someone like Luke. He gives away false flattery to sway those who starve for his attention. But in the privacy of closed doors, he would often express his grievances. He neither censored himself in front of me nor spared me from his criticism.
You have been saying the penthouse was getting a bit too small for you. Happy anniversary!
Oh. That time of the year already?
What an asshole. Forgot about it last year, too. I think he's never remembered your anniversary. He doesn't seem like he'd have a reason to. I understand that he's a busy man, but...
Is that why you want to buy it?
Yes. You don't like it?
I do. But I remember you used to talk about how you wanted to live next to the beach.
Botany Bay, Kent. I remember the sea. Water stretched for miles and miles, as far as the eye can see. As a kid, I loved our beach trips, swimming all day as much as I could. I was a well-behaved child, and the only time I ever truly difficult was when I refused to get out of the water, even when my fingers had gone all wrinkly. Even when they had managed to pull me out of the water, there was always sandcastles. The day before we married, I told Luke that I wanted the house on a beach with a dog and a kid or two. None of those came true, even 7 years later.
That was a childish dream. Living next to the beach is so impractical if you really think about it.
I don't know. It's not a bad thought to see you in a bathing suit every day.
That all you want, my body, Luke?
Maybe another time, love. We still have forever, don't we?
He says nothing, only grabs my hand, holding it tight as we spend the rest of the ride home. That's a no. I miss the sea. Yeah, I bet you miss your husband too. I'm pretty sure he's cheating on you. Sick and hovering around the loo, 3 in the morning. The picture I painted is now hardly glamorous. A horribly fishy taste is left in my mouth as I throw up what I had for dinner. I hate the acrid stench that fills the lavatory. Burning sensation in the back of my throat is no whatsoever. I can feel another wave of nausea coming when the door opens.
Hannah, what are you doing so early out of bed?
She's on the floor on a toilet, like hanging around a toilet. But I got a few guesses, man.
I'm fine, love. I must have just eaten something bad.
That's all I managed to say before vomiting again into the porcelain. Lovely.
Just go back to bed, Luke.
I mean, I think he just came in to whiz.
I'm going to clean up here.
I refuse to look at him. I don't want him to see me. I mean, he's your husband. You shouldn't care if he sees that. That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking she's pregnant. The last time I've had a horrible morning retching during my college year, being the life of the party. Thoughtless and shameless, I had thrown away months of frivolous merriment and took up. I didn't even retain any of the connections I made from that time. Really, they still know of me, I still know of them. Still do business time to time. But I've lost touch with anyone who I didn't see on a daily basis. I hardly have any friends I was still Hannah Evans. Teachers, fellow university students, drinking buddies, and old conquests like.
No, don't touch me, sweetie. It's disgusting.
Aw, he's mostly sweet right here.
I'm disgusting.
No, you're sick. There's a difference. Luke sits down next to me on the floor. My hair even is off up. Maybe it is just sick, food poisoning. But yeah, he held her hair like that's a real husband right there. For the moment. He wipes the vomit from the corner of my mouth and just stares. Oh, that's sickeningly sweet.
Do I need to fire someone? I don't feel sick.
I think she feels sick for different reasons, mama.
Just feeling a bit under the weather, dear. It's been unbearably hot as of late, hasn't it? I do wish it would rain.
Are you sure it wasn't those sweets? I told you not to eat those sweets.
Maybe. Well, don't laugh.
Well, I can't help if you make that sort of face.
If she throws up on you, I'm not gonna be offended at all, buddy. This scene is happening next to a loo filled with sick, just makes the whole thing more bizarre. And it nearly makes me start giggling as well. I try to stifle it though, as I smack him hard on the shoulder.
I'm not making a face, Luke. Stop laughing. Shut up.
When he won't stop laughing, I let myself go as laughter bubbles from my own throat. Forget whatever ill feelings plagued me. We're just husband and wife laughing together at a funny, the little things. I let myself go because I know these moments will not last. But if I know the terrible things that are to come, if I just know the terrible things to come for us, I would have wished with everything I have then that the laughter stayed. You're speaking in past tense now.
Come on now.
Oh, let's see. The place is bustling with movers carrying furnishings here and there, along with several trunks and personal belongings taken from our penthouse. Luke watches them like a hawk, making sure nothing is handled carelessly or gets stolen.
Careful now. I know your pictures are framed by cheap plastic, but those are framed by African Blackwood and are one-of-a-kind commissioned paintings. Each one is easily worth a lifetime of what you lot make.
I'd break one on purpose just because he's being thick. Is that wrong of me? Is that petty of me that I would break one of those paintings just to piss him off? I'd just chip the edge of it just to tick him off. Because then it's not broken, but he's got to look at it till he can get it replaced.
Luke, do the dishwashers go into the kitchen or the butler's pantry?
Pantry, Buttercup. Careful, that's Emma No, you there, put that down. You do not manhandle a Napoleon Abueva.
I can see the exasperation, and I have to send the foreman to an apologetic grilling. Even Johannes rolls his eyes as he goes by. Considering Luke is always like this during a product, Johannes and I have gotten used to it. Poor Marianne, on the other hand, looks a bit stressed after seeing the gigantic mess before quickly going back to work. Everything just has to be perfect, exactly the way he wants. One little thing out of place, one little thing that didn't fit the image he clearly constructed in his head, Luke gets bent out of shape.
Sweetie, why don't we go and sort your suits upstairs? Let Johannes and Marianne and the foreman deal with the rest of the work.
We have this, Mrs. Wright.
Yes, please do go before a blood vessel bursts. Bloodstains are so troublesome to clean.
I like Johannes. I take him by the hand and lead him up to our bedroom. This place has been arranged first so we can get some rest no matter what state the rest of the mansion is in. I am definitely glad I can just lie down on a sofa, comfy bed after a soft, comfy bed after what has happened in this what has been a busy morning. Watching Luke act like his life depended on getting this move done is tiring all on its own. And to think I have a whole day of this ahead of me. I feel the bed dip beside me as Luke sits down with a sigh.
Well, I can't wait for this to be over.
I don't know. It's fun seeing you all fired up. Here at home and not at work, you know.
You know I can't always be home, Hannah. I have a company to run, unless you've forgotten.
I don't think she meant it like that, you jackass.
I haven't forgotten. You're the one who insists on being there to make sure each and every little thing is under control. I just really miss you sometimes, and I wish you were at home more often. Why, if you're not careful, I might go a bit loopy and I'll start bringing cats home. And soon enough, one day you'll find yourself going home to a farm just filled with felines that follow you everywhere.
Oh, don't bluff. The things would shred up your precious furniture. Besides, you don't even like cats.
True, true. Dogs are infinitely superior, of course.
I have to disagree.
But what about the wet dog smell? The mess? I'm not cleaning up after a mutt, no matter how cute. If you think about it, a cat would be better.
You laugh. It's not always that we can just lie down and talk about these sorts of things. Joke around and as if we were teenagers again, with very little problem in the way of responsibilities and roles. To hear his genuine, honest to goodness laughter is a rarity. This is just the second time myself late. I can only see the signs of good things to come.
All good points. I guess we could just have kids. That is, if you prefer dealing with soiled nappies and sick as opposed to dead birds, mice, and litter boxes. I've already told Marianne about turning the second bedroom into a children's room.
I guess sometimes I don't know when I'm crossing a line. I didn't say that I am a good comedian, did I?
Not this again.
Oh my god, dude, you've been married for 7 years and she already told you she wants a kid. Of course she wants to talk about having kids.
What? I wasn't being serious.
It's not something you take the piss out of. Having a kid is a big responsibility, Hannah.
You guys are more than capable of having a child. Look at what you just bought, a fucking mansion because you wanted to. You just bought a mansion because you wanted to.
We've talked about this, haven't we? I'm not ready to be a parent. I'd probably end up killing the little brat by the week's end.
Well, at least he's honest. I don't know if she should apologize or tell him he's being a great father. He'd be a great father. That's a really, I'm actually not sure. What do you guys think? I think she should be nice. No, he won't be, but I think she'd lie to him about it.
Kylie likes you well enough.
Who the hell's Kylie? The mention of our little goddaughter places a conflicted look. Sometimes it's cute when he denies having a soft spot for a little girl. But then sometimes it's sad. It makes me wonder what happened to him to think so poorly of himself in this room.
Yes, well, it's Kylie.
Alcoholic, maybe? You know, I will say this for him. He's not wrong. It's different when it's somebody else's kid. You can be nice to somebody else's kid because you ain't gotta take care of that kid forever. You can play with a kid and then send him home.
The tyke likes everybody and, on the off chance she doesn't, likes them well enough as long as they buy her sweets.
Oh, at least he understands his
And
feelings.
sure, that kid is great. But if I get tired of her, I can ship her back to her father at the end of the day.
See?
Having kids of our own will be a whole different monster entirely.
The kid could be an angel. Of course, if he's anything like you, he will be a monster. I've never heard him talk about his father in anything other than a business context. I recall Damien Wright. Keep hearing about him from my own father even before I met Luke. The business world praised him for running a tight ship. All until one mistake led to a great loss for the enterprise. It was then that news of Luke Wright, prodigy son and successor of the old man, started to show up as he aided in recovering her growth until the Great Recession. I'm getting a bit off track. Regardless, I've never heard him talk about his father like one would talk about family.
I think you'll be a great father.
There's a smile no matter how hard it may be. I really do think that. You may not be a good, honest man. Part of me knows that, but I try to silence it. But I know Luke well enough that he will be a better father than either Damien Wright or Henry Evans. I love my father, but he never had the time.
If it is any consolation, I think you'd be a decent mother.
Well, that's a backhanded compliment. Jeez, dude. 1 second. So in my genius, I decided to not have the Kleenex next to me in a convenient place, but on the head of the bed. On the other hand, I have never heard of his mother. His silence settles both comfortable and uncomfortable. There's a familiarity in each other's company despite the awkwardness that has transpired. Different defenses and masked down without anybody else looking. We are both together and alone. It's quiet. But a crash downstairs startles us both out of our reverie. Luke lets out a heavy sigh before coming to his feet and straightening his jacket.
I'll have to attend to that then.
Be good, darling. And watch out for your blood pressure.
Gives me a kiss on the cheek before leaving. I lay there in a daze. Alone as per usual. I really should be used to this by now. I can feel the minutes tick by with my lying there, feeling miserable and full of self-pity. I have to roll over and lay on my stomach at this point, face buried in the pillows, when there's a knock at the door. Grumbling at them to go away doesn't work, as a voice comes from the other side.
Madam, the photographer from Luxury Living is here.
Wait, was that today? Oh yes. People had caught wind of our new mansion, and the moment we left the very moment we left the open house. Luke had boasted he could acquire the property in no time and allowed for a photo shoot of the interior design magazine to be scheduled today. Well, there were complications and it took longer than it usually does for us.
In a minute, Hansi.
Johannes, if you could at least make it through the end.
Tell them I'll be right down, Hansi.
She's adorable in her airheadedness. I like her. I like her. I've decided I like her. Especially considering what she's dealing with. The mansion grounds have been one of the first things to be fixed up, aside from the bedroom. Although it's still a work in progress, it's a promising start, and I can already see the flower patches. Luke's favorite daffodils stand out easily, having been transplanted from the pots that used to litter the rooftop of our penthouse. Why, if the moving crew thought that Luke was being hard on them, they clearly didn't see the landscaper on his way out. That man looked like he is ready to faint, and Luke seemed ready to kill him by the end of their discussion. It is in the gardens that I see him standing next to the flowers, in a quiet admiration. He's hard to miss. The hulk of a man is clearly did not belong. With a big backpack and suitcase he had with him makes him looks much larger. Oh, I clicked the wrong button. No, actually I should save, because I don't know if this game has a tendency to crash or not. It's a peculiar sight to see someone who looks like he still does handling little delicate things with care. It looks like he looks up from the garden and does a double take before a friendly face replaces his serene expression.
Miss Wright, yeah? Hi, Zachary Steele here from Luxury Living, ma'am. Hope you weren't waiting too long. But it looks like you're still moving in, huh? Thought for a second there my calendar was wrong and I came here too early.
The one and only. Welcome, welcome to Maison de Right. And yes, we've been in the process of moving in as we were delayed, but it won't be a problem. They're just adding a few things here and there, and you should still be able to do your work. Where's the rest of your crew then, Mr. Steele?
Zach is fine, please. Mr. Steele makes me feel like I'm a mascot for a cleaning product.
I can understand his worry about that. It does. Not wrong.
Anyway, I'll be your one-man crew for today. Don't worry, been doing this gig for a while now.
You must be quite the veteran to handle this on your own. We've had a full crew coming into our penthouse the last time we were covered in your magazine.
Veteran? Oh, your words are too kind, Miss Wright.
Hannah! If I get to call you Zach, you have my permission to call me Hannah.
She's adorable.
Alrighty then.
You being nice to my boy Zach. I like you.
Anyway, I'm no veteran, but I know my camera well enough to make sure this is a good shoot. You can trust me on that, Miss Wright. Hannah.
Zach proves quickly enough that I can, in fact, trust him. His skill with a camera and experience in the industry is at the very least. He is kind and courteous, listening and following as I lead him around the house. A really nice fellow, and he treats our household staff very well whenever we cross paths with them. I answer his questions to the best of my abilities, and he's patient enough to answer mine whenever I get curious enough. For one, I ask what the bags are for. They are quite the musician's toolkit. From inside, he produces several items to embellish the interior with. Bowls of fruit, lemons, trays with pepper mills, stacks of books, cutting boards, and glass canisters filled with colorful nuts and grains are brought to the kitchen in for the kitchen setting. For the bathroom, there are white towels, seashells, and decorative soaps. There are other things as well, too numerous to count, and all in a large backpack and
Tricks
suitcase.
of the trade. Softens up a room, makes a place feel more homey, and fills it up with texture. But you guys probably have better stuff I can use for this.
No lights. Don't tell me all of these are just props.
Well, I've got my tripod here. For things like these, natural light is best. I'll just have to set the shutter speed to a real slow setting, and as long as nobody steps into the shot, it'll look great.
Oh, it better.
We go through the rooms one at a time. So we first tackle the ones that movers have no business in. The ballroom needs little preparation with its grand design. Well, there is some trouble at first with the wide open space and the pictures being backlit. It is in the kitchen that Zach's props come in handy, considering how Johannes kept the place so neat and sterile, one could practically eat off the floor. We carry on, touring the house, taking pictures where we can, in the exception of rooms that have yet to gain any purpose or design. Too bad I can't take a sneak peek at his photo. Funnily enough, he uses a traditional camera. I didn't even know film still existed. Of course film still exists. It's not easy to come by, because, there aren't a lot of places to develop it anymore, but yeah, it exists. With the way he speaks, however, I can see he knows enough about his craft that I'm not too worried about the botched photos. I imagine photography must be cathartic for him, judging by how at ease he looks while taking pictures. There's a small snippet of conversation in between the clicking of the camera. He even goes as far to talk about these terminologies like shutter speeds and aperture when I ask about the technical aspects. I can't quite see the pictures as it's made, but I like when an artist paints on their own canvas. But I like watching someone passionately practice their craft with such as this is exciting in its own way. Going through the many rooms has been quite the exercise for both of us. Despite that, he has been so nice, I find myself putting on my best smile. But it is as we are taking pictures of the foyer, everything comes to a standstill for a moment. Just a moment. And I had not been paying attention, I would not have even noticed. It is merely a split second when Zachary's rhythm is put to a halt. His finger doesn't move to release the shutter. Oh, shit. Yet he also doesn't pull the camera away from his face, gaze firmly fixed through the Alright, before I continue reading, I have to say this. This game does masterful work with the subtlety of momentary horror, and I love it. It sets it up with mundanity, and then all of a sudden, bam, it's there. I love it.
Zachary?
No response.
Zach, is something the matter?
Yeah, you don't feel it? Lowering his camera, he blinks and stares at something behind me before shaking his head. Turning around, though, I see nothing that could have gotten his attention.
Oh, no, there's nothing wrong. I just remembered something, that's all. Let's get back to the pictures. Can you move a bit more to the left, yeah?
I struggle to respond this time. There's suddenly a weight on my back and an indescribable tightness around my throat. Well, I wonder why! Everything stops. Everything starts again, and I manage to choke it out.
If you're sure.
I don't know what just happened. It was probably a dizzy spell. I'm fine. And he said he's fine. We continue at the same pace before, although there's an unspoken agreement that we will not talk about what happened. Yeah, I mean, how do you tell somebody you saw a fucking ghost on their back? I mean, Zach's a bigger, like, Zach, you the bro, because I would have left, man. I'd have left.
So, is this a full-time job for you then?
Nah, I just freelance mostly, for magazines, newspapers, and events. So you can't really call it a full-time job. It's fun and it puts food on the table, but it's not what I really want to do.
He hasn't yet. If he does tell her, it'll be in the future, because he does have a scenario in this.
At least, not all the time.
He really hasn't seen much of her, and I'm guessing this probably happened after he saw her for the lunch, because that's the last time he saw her.
What is it that you want to do then?
Maybe I've been out of line, sticking my nose into other people's business, but I can't help but ask. I regret doing so as I see his shoulders slump, and the easygoing air he has fades away. He looks torn over whether or not he wants to talk about it or not.
Films, documentaries mostly. But cinematography is a lot more difficult than photography, right? I was working on this thing, actually.
What thing?
Well, it wasn't really a big thing.
People didn't like Blue Fonzie very much.
People don't like a film about colors. I suppose they would have liked Blue Baby a lot more.
Very funny.
So, Grand Director, do you want to tell me what Blue Fonzie is all about?
He hesitates. But when I refuse to budge on the matter, he gives in and spills it all out. Blue Fonzie, le feu, la plus sombre. I can't say that. I don't speak French. Dark blue, the darkest hour of Black British. He speaks with the passion of one who has gone through the very matter he is concerned with. There's conviction, knowledge, experience in his speech. Why, I would have told him that he was an amazing speaker, if only I wasn't so engrossed in listening. Prejudice and discrimination in schools and in the workplace. Lesser chances for opportunity and higher chances of being treated like a criminal. Gee, I feel that. He spoke of blacks and people of color in general still being treated like second-class citizens. Yeah, black is black around the world. It don't get better no matter where you are. All because of the color of their skin. All because it's all just positively riveting and sad. It comes to a point wherein he soon loses steam. He looks abashed, realizing what he had just done.
Sorry, I just got so carried away and...
It's fine. It is really so fascinating to watch people talk about their passion after all. You should see how your eyes light up when you speak so fiercely. You do have very beautiful eyes.
You're a married woman, my lady.
Uh-huh. Thanks, I guess.
I want to say I understand where he's coming from, but I really don't, do I? I was born with a silver spoon in my mouth, and I have lived a charmed life. It hasn't been perfect, but the difficulties I've been through pales in comparison to the others experienced on a daily basis. I certainly do not know how I would have fared were it any different. Would I still met Luke if he still, and would he have still loved me if I was any lesser?
What was your home like? These things you talk about, it sounds like you've... Well, I don't mean to pry, I mean...
Well, you've been prying this whole time.
Live with my older sister and my grandparents. We had a shop selling all sorts of things below our Sorry, flat. And well, I was one of the few non-white, non-British students in class. I didn't get pushed around or anything straight up. Even then, I was one of the biggest kids around. But a pencil and notebook would go missing, you know?
Well, that I knew. Children can be so cruel at times. Of course, it may be a slightly different story when you have personal cards and stolen item is not a pencil but an expensive heirloom.
So what about you? How you liking your new house? It's pretty impressive.
It's nice, I suppose.
You don't seem so secure in your purchase right now, lady.
You suppose? Not big enough?
What? No, oh, don't be a bully. It's just that.
I understand if you don't want to talk about it.
I was a little girl, all dolled up and treated like fragile porcelain, and nursemaids waiting on me hand and foot. All the material possessions anyone could ever want, I could ask for on a whim, and it would be handed to me just like that. But I barely saw my parents. It's goodbye kisses in the morning before they went off to who knows where and where they were needed, and where. Oh God, let me read that last part again. Sinuses are killing me. Just goodbye kisses in the morning before they went off to who knows where they were needed to next. I saw them more often on the telly or in papers than I ever did in person.
I remember my old house. It was a lot like this one. Big walls and big halls, but nobody in it. Not really. It makes you think how alone you are.
A pensive mood overcomes us, and there's a moment where neither of us are sure how to go on from there. Things have got a bit too personal, yet it isn't wholly uncomfortable, as if we've been friends before.
Well, that's normal, ain't it? You just moved here. You'll make home out of it yet.
I don't know about that. He certainly makes it easy to believe. My childhood house is indeed a lot like this one. Just as large and extravagant. Just as empty. I hope he's right.